Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video the thumbs up. Jacob Fatu is set to defend the United States Championship in a fatal four-way match against LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest at Backlash. It is expected to be a colossal battle that will likely leave trails of destruction in its wake. However, Solo Sikoa is one of the prominent names who have been around this feud all this time. In fact, the Street Champion played a key role in making it a multi-person match, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Given his current storyline with Fatu, Sikoa ought to play a key role in the outcome of this match. He needs to ensure that the Samoan werewolf does not walk out of Street Lewis with the coveted championship around his waist. Here are 3 reasons why Solo Sikoa must cost Jacob Fatu at WWE Backlash. WWE has been teasing a rift between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu for quite some time now. Tensions have been running high between the two for months, and it needs to culminate as soon as possible. Delaying their breakup further would greatly impact the storyline, and their feud may not create the desired outcome. Triple H continuing to show the same things without any payoff might drive away fans' interest in this storyline as well. This could cause a great deal of problems for the company, and WWE's months of hard work and build-up may go in vain. Therefore, it is necessary to hit the iron when it's hot, and what better time than Backlash 2025? It could all be set into motion with just one move, which is Sikoa costing the Samoan werewolf the United States Championship. Several top stars like Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest will compete for the United States Championship this Saturday. It's high time either of the two stars won a title, and Backlash provides the perfect opportunity. Solo Sikoa must betray his stablemate to allow WWE to pull off a shocking title change this weekend. The company has a very good opportunity to crown a new champion while protecting Jacob Fatu since it is a multi-person match. The Samoan werewolf is currently riding on a red-hot momentum, but the 33-year-old losing his gold due to interference would not question his credibility and affect him much. It would rather bring out a more ruthless version of Fatu, who would be seething for revenge. So WWE has the chance to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. At some point, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu will stand against each other, and that is something inevitable. However, this feud, whenever it happens, does not need a championship. The involvement of a title will rather make the outcome of their match quite predictable. So WWE needs to take the gold away from Fatu very soon. And what better way than Sikoa doing that at Backlash after a huge betrayal? The former Bloodline leader costing his former enforcer will eliminate the United States Championship from the equation. This will finally mark the beginning of this much-awaited feud in WWE, which could go on for months, leading to SummerSlam. Meanwhile, the United States Championship going to another superstar like Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest will help them in their storylines. On the other hand, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu could deliver an incredible feud that would be more focused on their rich history surrounding the Bloodline. In the chaotic world of WWE, where alliances are fragile and every decision can alter the course of a career, the relationship between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu is one of the most volatile stories unfolding today. With the bloodline fractured and the future uncertain, WWE Backlash presents a massive opportunity, not just for gold, but for betrayal, redemption, and power. As Jacob Fatu charges into his United States Championship match, there's a storm brewing behind him, and that storm's name is Solo Sikoa. There are compelling reasons why Solo Sikoa must make the ultimate move and cost to Jacob Fatu the U.S. title at WWE Backlash. This isn't just about jealousy, it's about survival. This isn't just about dominance, it's about shifting the foundation of what the Bloodline is now and what it can become. And at the heart of it all lies Solo's quiet rage, a fury that's been building ever since Fatu stepped into WWE and instantly stole the spotlight. From the moment Jacob Fatu made his electrifying WWE debut, fans knew something seismic had shifted. His arrival wasn't just another signing, it was a message. He brought with him an aura of danger, unpredictability, and family legacy that could rival Roman Reigns himself. The Bloodline, once led by the head of the table, suddenly found itself with a new alpha stalking the ranks. And Solo Sikoa, once the undisputed enforcer, saw his position begin to fade. As the younger brother who fought tooth and nail to prove his worth, Solo had finally carved out a fearsome reputation for himself. But now, Jacob Fatu's raw star power and instant credibility has eclipsed Solo's. And for someone as proud and cold-blooded as the street champion, that's an unforgivable offense. The tension between the two has been bubbling beneath the surface for weeks. Solo has kept his words few and far between, but his eyes have spoken volumes. The few backstage segments they've shared have been filled with stares that could melt steel. Even Paul Heyman seems to be walking on eggshells when addressing their dynamic, knowing that any wrong word could ignite a war. Jacob Fatu's rise in WWE isn't just a success story. It's a threat to Solo's identity, his pride, and his place within the family hierarchy. Solo Sikoa has always been loyal to the cause, even when it meant sacrificing his own spotlight. But loyalty has limits, especially when it becomes clear that he's being replaced. WWE Backlash is the perfect stage for Solo to finally remind the world, and Jacob Fatu, that he's not someone to be overshadowed. Imagine the visual. Fatu is inches away from winning the United States Championship, having brutalized his opponent in a display of terrifying power. The crowd is buzzing, the commentators are breathless, and the moment seems inevitable. Then out of nowhere, the thunderous thud of a Samoan spike. The arena gasps as Fatu crumbles to the mat, betrayed by his own flesh and blood. The camera pans to Solo Sikoa standing over him, his expression unreadable, his message crystal clear. There is only room for one monster in this kingdom. This moment would not just shock the audience. It would set the course for a summer-long war within the Bloodline that could become WWE's most personal and violent family feud yet. The aftermath of such a betrayal would be storytelling gold. Jacob Fatu, the dominant force who steamrolled his way into WWE, would now be fighting from a place of vengeance. Solo Sikoa would fully embrace the role of anti-hero or full-fledged villain, reasserting himself as a major player. The feud that would follow could headline pay-per-views, with Paul Heyman caught in the middle like a shattered prophet trying to keep the empire from burning down. There are layers upon layers to explore: family history, trust shattered, identity crisis, and the hunger for validation. WWE thrives on emotional conflict, and this would be conflict at its rawest. A fight not just for titles, but for legacy and blood. There's also the strategic layer to consider. Solo costing Jacob the title would prevent Fatu from gaining too much momentum too soon. While he's a megastar in the making, WWE often likes to build their monsters slowly, giving fans time to invest and salivate over the eventual coronation. Fatu winning the United States Championship so quickly might feel too rushed. But a betrayal? That creates a compelling roadblock. It gives Fatu something to chase, someone to punish, and it lets his character deepen through pain and revenge. Solo, meanwhile, would gain credibility not just as a fearsome enforcer, but as a cunning strategist, someone willing to burn bridges to cement his legacy. Timing is everything in WWE, and right now, Solo Sikoa is at a crossroads. Roman Reigns is absent, Jimmy Uso is a ghost, and Jey Uso is doing his own thing. The Bloodline needs a focal point. Fatu could be that figure, but only if Solo lets him. By interfering and costing Fatu the United States title, Solo reclaims his agency. He doesn't just play second fiddle, he becomes the instrument of chaos. It would be a direct callback to the ruthless ambition that made the Bloodline such a dominant faction in the first place. The family eats itself when there's no head of the table to keep order. That's the beauty of it. Solo could become the new leader by destroying his greatest threat before he even rises. It's also worth noting how the WWE Universe thrives on moments like these. Fans love a swerve, especially one rooted in deep emotional stakes. Solo betraying Jacob wouldn't just trend on social media. It would create a firestorm of debate, intrigue, and speculation. It would become the defining moment of Backlash, a moment that propels both men to new heights. It would also give commentators weeks of story to build on. Did Paul Heyman know? Was this orchestrated by Roman Reigns from afar? Is this the start of a new faction or the implosion of the last great one? The questions would fuel Raw and SmackDown for weeks. WWE doesn't need to create something from scratch. They have all the ingredients in place. They just need Solo to strike. Sikoa and Fatu has all the makings of a megastar. The intensity, the credibility, and the presence. But a star's rise is only as compelling as the challenges they face. And what better challenge than betrayal from your own blood? Fatu's character would benefit from the emotional wound from the sense of betrayal, from the war it would ignite. It's how legends are made. Solo Sikoa, on the other hand, would benefit from reasserting control, from reminding the world that he's not just a bodyguard or a follower. He's a storm waiting to break loose. Backlash is the perfect time, the perfect place, and Sikoa and Fatu is the perfect target. This is more than a storyline. This is destiny. And destiny is cruel. Solo Sikoa has waited long enough in the shadows. Sikoa and Fatu may be the new heir to the throne, but Solo isn't ready to step aside. Not now, not ever. WWE Backlash could be the beginning of the most intense family rivalry since Kane and The Undertaker, but more grounded, more primal, and more personal. Solo must strike. Not because he wants to, but because he has no choice. Because in the jungle of WWE, it's kill or be forgotten. And Solo Sikoa refuses to be forgotten. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.